D Brown. We got June 16th, 4:30. I'm at 4:40 in the morning right now. Man, it's early. I'm about to head to this gym. But of course, today, this morning, I want to talk more about I want to show love. I want to show love to my daughter's mom. I've been wanting to do this for days, and I don't know what is putting in my heart to say this. Because Lord knows we don't been through our stuff. But I have to show love when love is need to be showed to, because um, as I sit here today in Dallas, we're dropping our daughter off at college, early to get the training in. It's a puppy, it's early, but it is what it is. But one of the, as I sit here and I appreciate, the ups and downs, the struggle that I had to get my side, to get, my uh, attributes and hard work and the ups, to get our daughter into college. I have to show love to my daughter's mother too, because she stepped up in many ways that I can't say I didn't see it coming, but I also didn't. You just don't know. You just don't know. When things don't work out between the two people in a relationship, a marriage, or something like that, you just don't know if, I've seen where one of the parents are taking it out on the child because of what they feel about the spouse. Um, I've seen things where the kids kind of can go down through divorce. And one of the things that I was happy that I'm happy about at the end, again, this I don't know. Down the line, we may never, trauma sometimes comes out real later in life. I know my mother and father were together forever, but I know stuff that deep down rooted stuff that I feel a certain way towards, my father has come out later on. And it may come out with my daughter later on too. But as I sit here today, I can proudly say, like, I'm happy that we've been able to co-parent enough to get our daughter to this point here. She's a respectable young lady where she speaks well, she works hard, she's obviously earned a full ride, went through some tough times, and I can sit here and say, like, a lot of that has to do due to her mother. So I don't want to say, because you're going to hear from my side, because I'm speaking, right? I'm talking, and because part of being a good uh, parent or partner in this, right? Because I don't care if you divorced and you have kids or something, And I hear these stories, and trust me, I know it's hard. I know when you hear people break up and you see, I can't stand this man, I hate him, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't even stand to be in the same room with each other. I understand, trust me. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that I had this girl looking at me, and for every time I get mad or we argue and stuff like that, but I always saw it that, like, even though I don't feel like it's my fault, but I always see, like, her siding with her mother, and it got to a point where either I become the person who just has to sit back and take it, and just chill and not go out my way to prove that I'm right, or share my point, and just to get in a big argument. And sometimes I had to just close my mouth and take it, just for the sake of, like, all right, because she's here, she's watching our daughter. I don't want to sit here and go, say the shit I really want to say, because I know that ultimately my daughter is going to feel like, you know, dad, come on, that type of stuff. And that's a whole nother issue. I'm not trained, but I just been through my experience. As talking from a man point of view, man, um, I know that, I mean, just statistics show, right, but 50% of people get divorced. I never really shared this, publicly, and I don't know. I don't even know if I'll post all of this or something like that. But what I do know is that it's hard. It's hard to be in a marriage, stay in a marriage, and then if it doesn't work out, the whole co-parenting and who has what, and especially could get really ugly. I know that I had to swallow my tongue, I had to swallow my pride, I had to swallow my ego a lot of times through this process. I'm sure she can tell you the same story, but ultimately it came down to, what do we want? The end goal is to make sure that our daughter becomes the best version of herself through the circumstances of being, because everybody goes through ish. I don't care if you mother and father in the household, and everything is just outside looking in is great, right? I hear stories of people, kids doing, craziness, and you know, and you would think like, man, mother and father in the household, good family, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. And then you hear people where, the father tragically had something happen to him, or the mother, this and this, the family issues go deep, and she grew up without a father, or he grew up without a mother, and or vice versa, and you see them triumph, you see them still succeed in life. But I say that to say that it could have went extremely left. It really could have, and I'm proud and I'm blessed to say that it did. And I know I did my part, but I'm here to show love to my daughter's mother. It's hard sometimes, you know what I'm saying, to because of our past and all that. It's hard to be like, yo, and I when I feel the need to say it, I say it. Now, if you ask her, she'd be like, "Oh, you never, against me and this," and I don't feel like I am. I just feel like when I show you love, when you say some things that I agree with, I make sure it's known. Okay, when you say things that I don't agree with and all of that, I'm gonna call you out on it in the back. And but she says I don't do it. That's a whole other story. I'm still learning, man. I'm still learning. I've had a mother, three sisters, two wives, and a daughter, and I'm still trying to figure out this woman shit. You know what I'm saying? How to deal with women. I laugh because like I don't you can't do nothing but laugh. I've been hip to the game. I've been gamed on, right? And I don't ran games. So, and I'm still trying to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm happy that if we drop our daughter off to school, it's an accomplishment. There ain't no high five and hugging and all of that. It ain't none of that. It's just, you know, hey, we did this. In her mind, and I agree, both our minds with her talent and all of that, it was I'm not gonna say it was expected, but you know, we knew at minimum this should be the course she have taken based on the talent that God has blessed her with. All right, and that was up to us to kind of provide the way, stay out of her way enough, provide the way for her to make this happen, and that's what we did, man. So, anyway, it's all right to show love to your ex. It's all right to show them props. It ain't. You know, I think too many times out here, it's too many times. People be dogging each other out, dogging your ex, your ex-wife or your ex-husband or your your daughter's mother, your daughter's father, or whatever, and you be dogging them out. Shit, we all ain't right. Shit. You know what I'm saying? We all ain't right. That's it.